How would you like it if someone eavesdropped on your everyday conversations you had? And now we will be explaining the Watergate scandal.
On June 13, 1971, the New York Times and the Washington Post began publishing the Pentagon Papers, which is the Defense Department's secret history of the Vietnam War. The Pentagon Papers revealed that the U.S. had secretly enlarged the scale of the Vietnam War with the bombings of Cambodia and Laos. Neither were reported on the mainstream media. On September 9, 1971, the White House plumbers burglarized a psychiatrist's office to find files on Daniel Ellsberg. They were named plumbers for their orders to plug leaks in the administration. They wanted to steal the files of Daniel Ellsberg because he was a defense analyst who leaked the Pentagon Papers.
Bernard, Martinez, Frank, and James were the 5 men that said they used to work with the CIA. On June 3, 1973, John was serving as a general. He was controlled by a secret Republican. He was elected as one of the largest landslides in America. He took more than 60% of the votes.
On January 30th, 1973, former Nixon aides G. Gordon Liddy and James W. McCord Jr. are convicted of conspiracy, burglary, and wiretapping in the Watergate incident. 5 other men plead guilty, but mysteries remain. May 18, 1973, the Senate Watergate Committee begins its nationally televised hearings. Attorney General-designate Elliot Richardson taps former Solicitor General Archibald Cox as the Justice Department's special prosecutor. June 13th, Watergate prosecutors fund a memo addressed to John Ehrlichman describing in detail the plans to burglarize the office of Pentagon Papers, defendant Daniel Ellsberg's psychiatrist, the Post reporters. December 7th, the White House can't explain an 18.5-minute gap in one of the subpoena tapes. Chief of Staff Alexander Haig says one theory is that some sinister force erased the segment.
April 3rd, 1924, more than 1,200 pages of edited transcripts of the Richard Nixon tapes were released from the White House to the Judiciary Committee, but the committee wanted the actual tapes. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously on July 24th that Nixon was to turn over all tape recordings of the 64 White House conversations and rejecting the president's claims. July 27th, the House of the Judiciary passed the first of 3 articles of impeachment, and Nixon was charged with obstruction of justice. Richard Nixon resigned on August 8, 1974. Nixon was the first president to be resigned. Vice President General R. Ford took over office, and Ford later said that Nixon was pardoned from all the charges.